Good morning.
Good morning. I don't know quite how to put this because it keeps changing on me, but this morning there's a lot of fear. Some of it I think is fear of standing up at this mic, but some of it is just, it's been there for so long. Mm-hmm. And whenever I come to one of these retreats and I go inside, this is essentially what I find.
The fear.
The fear.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been going on for years and years and years. And I've been trying everything I know to see that which you are talking about.
Well, how about let's see what you're afraid of. Fear is sort of a pulling back. It's a contraction, right? It's an alarm state.
Yeah.
Oh no. What's being pulled back from? What's so alarming inside?
Well, there's an immediate situation, which is I'm in the process of maybe buying my very first house.
You said this fear has been with you a long, long time?
Yeah.
So before you bought the house?
This was well before I ever thought about buying a house.
So we got the house thing, which is sort of an anxiety about something new and a change and whether buying a house is good or bad.
Yeah.
But I'm sensing that there's something deeper here also, right? Than the temporary anxiety of buying a house, although that's understandable. What's the nature of that fear? As you said, every time I come to something like this, there it is, huh? There it is. It arises. When you have an opportunity to be quiet and be with yourself, and basically a retreat is nothing more than we're not distracting ourselves from ourselves.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing on retreat. We're just not distracting ourselves.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
We can still do it with our own mind, but that doesn't become as much fun. What is the nature? What do you imagine that fear is? What is it pulling away from? What's going to happen?
Well, the words are there that I can't do this.
There you go. No truer words have ever been spoken. Did you think it was supposed to be otherwise?
No.
So what happens when you speak those words? I can't do this.
I can't do this.
Okay, but now you don't see that as a problem. You don't run away from it. You don't think somehow you've made a mistake. Just see it as you're just seeing a truth. That the me who's trying to do this, who's always been trying to do this, it sees its own incapacity. It can't do this. Can it? And you've known it for a very long time. But when we turn away from that, it causes us great anxiety and fear and despondency. I can't do it. But when you face it, what happens when you face it? I can't do this.
The mind argues with me.
That's the story.
That's the story.
Right?
Yes.
Yes. That's the challenge. Can you stay right with the original insight? I, right, which is the me, ego, I can't do this. The rest is a commentary about that. It's the mind resisting that, right? So what is it like if you just stay just for a split moment, even 5 seconds, with just that I the me, the ego that's trying very hard to do this, I can't do this. It's like a confession from ego.
There's space.
There you go.
It gets bigger.
And isn't it ironic that what the ego's looking for is some spaciousness?
And then when I forget and go back into.
Yes. When you forget, then you have the opportunity to remind yourself again.
Okay.
I can't give you a plan so you won't forget.
Yeah.
Let's just tell the truth, okay? Now, we don't know what's going to happen, do we? For sure. But if you and I are betting, I'm putting all my money on you'll probably forget. Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we might lose it, but the chances are we're probably going to win. Right?
Yeah.
So what happens if, once again, you're not in resistance to that? Oh, I'll probably forget this. I've forgotten it 100 times before. I'll probably forget it again. I don't know for sure, but it's very likely. And you go, okay, it's very likely. Does it cause contraction or something else?
There's compassion for myself.
There you go.
Yeah. Like, it's okay.
Yeah. See, you're connecting with consciousness. And consciousness sees it's all okay. Not be, I can't do it. It's okay. Of course you can't. Consciousness knows that. You've heard the saying, the truth shall set you free. We get these truths, but we only listen to the truths that we expect to hear. Right? We don't want to hear, I can't do this. So we just discard it. And in the attempt to discard a truth, it creates conflict. When you don't discard the truth, even if it seems unacceptable, I, as an ego, I can't do this. And you actually breathe it in, and you don't resist it, and you don't push it out. All of a sudden, it opens space, right? It opens freedom. Then the mind tries again, right? It's very persistent. It goes, well, that didn't work, so let's try another bullet in the chamber. You'll forget. Right? Right? Yes. And then you go, well, okay, probably. Right? Again, you're being with truth. You're not fighting it. Right? We always think we have to fight truths that don't sound good to us. But when you join with it, probably, yeah. All of a sudden, it has no power, does it? It creates no anxiety. It doesn't cause you to go unconscious. Because you see, all of this is just about being conscious, not going unconscious.
Yeah.
And if a big mountain of fear comes up, just like you did with the rest, you go, okay, here's fear. No running away from it, no solving it, no trying to go above it or below it or explain it or get rid of it. If that's what's here, that's what's true now. Let me see if I can breathe that in. What's it like when I don't move from fear? When I don't try to escape it, explain it away? What happens when I'm just really, really, really with it? You see all these states that we resist. The resistance causes more of that negative state to appear. Right? Spiritual people, practitioners, have been trying for hundreds, thousands of years to deal with their negativity by trying to get rid of it. Has it worked? Clearly not. Hasn't worked. If it worked, I would suggest, go ahead, go to war with all your fears and your negativity and your ego. Go to war with it, slay it, and be happy. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Ego loves a good fight. Consciousness isn't fighting it. Have you noticed? This consciousness, it's not fighting anything. It's not going to war with anything because it sees it as already unreal. Why go to war with something that's unreal? Why go to war with a thought? How silly, isn't it? Why go to war with an idea in the mind? Why not just see it as an idea?
Or for me, it's very much a feeling in my body.
Yeah, or a feeling in your body. The feeling in your body has a right to exist. When you give it its due, when you allow it infinite space to exist, there's a transformation that happens. When we try to confine it and we don't want it to be there, we try to push it out of our system or get rid of it or transcend it, then we're not giving it any room to exist. And all it does is agitate that emotion, that state. Have you noticed? And it gets more and more and more. And so we try to get rid of it more and figure it out more and analyze it more, which makes it worse. And we get trapped in this, as the Buddha called it, wheel of samsara, cyclic catch-22, can't get out of the situation. But then you just see just the opposite. Give it infinite space. Yeah, and then you discover a certain immovability within you when you give something infinite space. All right. Enjoy yourself.